good morning and evening, depending on where you are in the world. Thank you so much for joining us today for the DaVita and WorldWide Partnership webinar. My name is Amy Carr, and I'm the Vice President of Recruiting here at WorldWide. And we are joined today by Pam Ball, who's the Senior Manager of People Services, and Taylor Badalian, who's a Program Administrator for the Global Program at DaVita. We are so glad to have you. I know that some of you have already been hired by DaVita and have started your journey to come to the USA. And some of you have friends or family members that work for DaVita and want to learn more. So thanks to everyone. Today, we're going to hand this over to Taylor and Pam to help us learn more about DaVita. In the meantime, though, just so that you know, we are going to take questions at the end. So if you have questions, please put them in the chat or in the Q&A section. And we'd also love to know where you're from. So we'd love to see what country you're from and from where in the world you're watching us. So thanks again, everyone, and over to Taylor.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. My name, like Amy said, is Taylor Badalian. I am the Program Administrator over the Global RM program here at DaVita. So happy to have you all here. Thank you for joining us and excited to share more about who we are here at DaVita and all the things about dialysis. So we'll go ahead and jump in. So I love to share this slide, a little bit about us, who we are, our mission, and our core values. This is a great opportunity to share all the things about us. So a little bit about us. We are a Fortune 200 company. We are one of the leading providers of dialysis care in the U.S. We're treating patients with chronic kidney disease and end-stage renal failure. And we love to share that DaVita means to give life. That is what the name DaVita translates into. So we truly, truly believe that. We also have 3,000 locations across the U.S. for those of you who don't know, plus 2,800 outpatient dialysis clinics and 800 hospital partnerships. So there will most likely be an opportunity for you across multiple states. So love to share that. And we also have 12 business offices with our world headquarters here in Denver, Colorado, which I am currently sitting in. So at DaVita, we strive to behave as a community first and a company second, as you can see on the screen. That means that we are creating differentiated workplaces and our mission and our core values that we live through day by day. Love our core values. Want to point these out for a quick moment here, and our vision and our mission. Our core values are service excellence, integrity, team, fulfillment, continuous improvement, accountability, and the last one, if you can believe it, is fun. And we definitely live by those on a daily basis. Our mission is to build the greatest healthcare community the world has ever seen. And our mission is to be the provider and partner employer of choice. So love to share those quick hits there, who we are and a little bit about us. So we'll jump into the next slide here. So our We Care. Love to share this slide as well. This is a really great way to share all the things and kind of how we encompass all these different aspects throughout our day-to-day and caring for our patients. So our We Care caring behaviors, as you can see here, is welcome, empathize, connect, actively listen, respect, encourage. And not only do we live these out by taking care of our patients on a day-to-day basis, we live them out by even just our Atlas teammates. We call our teammates within our world headquarters Atlas teammates. And so every teammate has an impact. Even Pam and I, we have an impact on our business here. And so we love and support our field teammates to ensure that they're giving the best care that they can to our patients. And a fun fact, Pam used to actually work in our field before she moved over to our Atlas team. So she was on the front lines for a really long time. She also is a nurse. And so love that you can see the flexibility also there with DaVita. There's a lot of opportunity for growth here. And ways you can move around and change your career path throughout DaVita. So the DaVita Way, I love sharing this slide because we truly do lead with our head, our hearts, and our hands. And I love to share the DaVita Way, if you can read it there on the screen. I want to read a quick quote that we have from one of our patients. To the DaVita team, my wife and I are thankful for each one of you. When I was first diagnosed with stage 4 kidney failure, it was devastating. The journey was frightening and often overwhelming. But then enter DaVita. You have all made such a difference in our lives, not only in just treating my illness, but in helping to alleviate the fear and the dread. We hope you know the amazing job you do to help improve the quality of life for others. So this was just a little snippet of a patient who has given just such wonderful care under our team here at DaVita, and I just love to share one of our stories and know that we are making a positive difference throughout our patients' lives. I'll give you a quick moment to read that. It's just a really great slide. So quickly want to jump into a little bit of our diversity and belonging. So at DaVita, diversity means a value-based commitment to a diverse culture where everyone feels like they belong. Being a community first and a company second, DaVita's success has always depended on hiring and celebrating people for who they are and their unique value that they can bring to our village. DaVita has a strong value-based commitment to a diverse culture where everyone feels like they belong, and it is one of our top priorities. So we also continue innovation with patient care and business growth, depending on people from different backgrounds in our village who see the world differently. And so we love to share that story and just a little bit about our diversity and belonging and how we're continuing to grow and understand and be a part of that, have that be a part of our community. And then want to quickly touch on this slide, as it does take a team, but I want to go back to the different opportunities and ways that you can grow throughout the village. As you may or may not know, you know, as you come in as an R1, you can move up into R2, R3. You are come in as an R3, you can move into clinical coordinator. We have quite a few over the years. Global RNs who have moved into clinical coordinator roles. We have some that have moved into FA roles. And so I just love the opportunity that we provide for our teammates to be able to grow into leadership roles and really grow their career here. So for those of you who don't know, I really want to touch on what a clinical coordinator role is. And it is to be a clinical leader of the dialysis center by providing patient and teammate education and deliver exceptional care and partner with an interdisciplinary team to improve patient outcomes. So really just running the whole show of a clinic and just taking care of our patients. So I just love that there is opportunity for you guys to grow here at DaVita and really grow your career when you join our team. Love sharing this slide. I share this slide with pretty much all of my presentations that I give about the global program. And these are just some wonderful photos over the years of nurses just like you who are coming over here and have been hired with us and just have had wonderful experiences. Love talking about Ernie. He has been a wonderful success story. He has climbed the ladder throughout all the different opportunities throughout the village. Last August, he won all of these awards throughout all of his good work here. Love that he won 3 core value pins and the We Are Here award. So really exciting, and he's on track to head into that clinical coordinator role that I just mentioned. So love to share these photos and these opportunities of growth here. You may or may not have seen this. I just love to touch on it. This is all the hard work that our team is doing with the agency to get all of you here to the U.S. safely and successfully, and all of the wonderful pieces that our teams are doing on the back end, and working with our DaVita team to ensure that you guys are confirmed at clinics, and making sure that all the things are ready for you ahead of U.S. arrival. I am the one behind the scenes working diligently with our local teams to ensure that all of that is handed off to the agency to give you that warm DaVita welcome. So love to share this slide and acknowledge all the hard work that our team and WorldWide is doing behind the scenes. All right, well, that leaves it for Q&A. And Amy, I want to pass it off to you, but I want to make sure, Pam, do you have anything else you would like to add at this time?
I do not. I do see some questions coming in the Q&A inbox. I've answered a couple of those, but
okay.
Yeah. So if you want to tee us up and
yeah. And so thanks to everybody for your questions. Keep them coming. If you have other questions, we'd be so happy to answer them. I think a couple of things that have come up. First of all, what is required to apply for DaVita? And I think the requirements right now are you need to have at least 1 year of current dialysis experience to apply for this opportunity. You do not yet have to have the NCLEX though. You need to have a good plan in place to be able to plan to take the NCLEX, because you need to be close to passing the NCLEX. But if you are currently working in dialysis, whether it's chronic, acute, you are eligible to apply for this. We also do have recruiters that are live right now. So if you want to chat with a recruiter online, you can chat with them right now. You see the link below. You can click on that and get you directly to a recruiter. Also, we have a program if you're currently, well, even if you're not, but if you have friends that you think would be really great DaVita applicants, you can refer a friend through this link here, and you earn up to $250 once a petition is approved. So a great program if you have other nurse friends that you think would be really good here as well. So I'm going to start us off with a couple of questions that I know are pretty common. And I think one question that people are concerned about is, does DaVita offer premium processing?
Pam, I'm going to let you take that one.
yes, we do. We just started that. So all the way across the board, premium processing is included. So that hopefully will expedite some of the timeline.
Yeah. And I think so there have been some people asking about timelines, and I think that's a really good question. So after you pass your NCLEX, that's an important first milestone. But after you pass your NCLEX and you have your petition filed, the process to get to the U.S. for a nurse with premium processing is about 12 to 18 months. So there's a couple of different pieces that most of it's waiting on the government, but 12 to 18 months. And then the other thing, once you pass your NCLEX set, is really important, is to work on your visa screen, which includes your English assessment. Okay, so maybe Pam and Taylor, tell us what you love the most about working for DaVita.
I'm happy to jump in here. I was actually an acquisition for DaVita. So I was hospital based and I got acquired by DaVita in 2009. And in complete transparency, I came in kicking and screaming. I did not want to change, and I did not want to be part of a corporation. But for me, it has been absolutely wonderful. Like Taylor mentioned before, I went from being a bedside dialysis nurse to now I work on a national team. There's just a lot of growth opportunity and career opportunities that I have with DaVita that I normally would not have had staying in hospital based. I think I typed in the chat box earlier, our chief nursing officer actually worked as a patient care tech while she was in nursing school, and now she is the CNO. So great growth opportunities with DaVita, travel opportunities. If you want to, later travel and do operation sides. I mean, it's just unlimited what you can do here at DaVita. And the core values match up with who I am as a person. So I can show up authentically every day, feel like I belong, leading into that diversity and belonging that Taylor talked about. So that's my story.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think what's fun about, having Pam as my manager is the fact that we've been able to have two completely different stories, but yet we're on the same team. I started out with the Village. I've been in people services. I've been on our recruiting team since my career, started my career here. And I just moved from one team to the other. And I, slowly took over a global program early last year. And so the opportunities that are given and just, being a part of just even the corporate side of things, and just knowing that, although we're a team here sitting in an office, we are making a difference out in the field for our teammates, and making sure that we're bringing in good hires and to help our patients. So I think the passion and, the love of our core values kind of reflects, the work that we're doing here, bringing in, global recruiting and making a difference in your guys' lives, because you guys are going to make a difference in our patients' lives. So.
That's awesome. Thank you both. Well, I see there's lots more questions that are coming in the chat. CJ, maybe we'll turn it over to you to help us with some of the questions that are coming in from people in the webinar right now.
All right, sure. Thanks, Amy. Yeah, I've seen a lot of great questions from the chat. So let's start with the Q&A. Okay, so this question is from Mary Gail Rivera, and she's asking is there any possibility that I can be deployed to California if I'm going to apply with DaVita?
Yeah, so we actually just changed how we kind of place nurses. And so you, at the time that you are doing your interview processes and trying to go through the motions with DaVita, you will fill out an intake form and give us your top 3 cities and states. And we will do our best to place you in your most desired based off of our business needs. Pam, do you have anything else to add there?
Just to piggyback off what Taylor is saying, we have worked really hard with WorldWide to make sure that we are matching the desired location of where our nurses want to live, maybe where they've got family support, against, like she said, our business needs, because we want to make sure it's a win-win for everybody. So we are locking in clinics based on those top 3 preferences of the nurse later in the stages, so that hopefully you're getting to the area you want. The cool thing about DaVita being a national company is we have clinics in all 50 states. So there is a chance that we will be able to get you in the state that you want to be in.
All right, awesome. Thank you for that answer. Next one is from Melody Aberia. And she said, hi, how many hours a week is a DaVita HD nurse works? Or how many shifts per week?
So I can take that one. It's typically 3 12-hour shifts. We have clinics that are open 3 days a week, and we have clinics that are open 6 days a week. And that's dependent on how many stations we have set up for patients and how many patients we have that are receiving treatment there. So 3 days a week, usually 12-hour days, 36 to 40 hours. And the cool thing about working in in-center, I love to tell this because being a nurse, that's one reason I loved working in dialysis at the in-center, is I didn't have to work Sundays, and we closed the clinic Christmas and Thanksgiving Day. And in the hospital, I was always stuck working the holidays, but I did not have to work Sunday. That was my only day off, or my husband's only day off. So I loved not being able to have to go in on Sundays.
All right. So next question is a pretty common question. So they're asking what is the nurse to patient ratio?
It depends on the state. So it's set up different than it is in a hospital setting. We have up to 12 stations per RN, but then you have PCTs, patient care techs under you that are actually doing the setup of the machines, putting patients on the machine. But we have nurses that do, have up to 12 patients to do the assessment and pass meds. It really is an interdisciplinary team approach. And when you think about patient ratios, it's not like in the hospital. It's just different. We have a lot of patient care techs are doing the day-to-day tasks with the patients, and then we have RNs that are overseeing the care of that patient.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Next question is from Darlene, and she said, does that 1 year HD experience need to be in a hospital base, or do you accept experience at the freestanding dialysis center?
It could be either or, as long as it's 1 year of active dialysis experience.
All right. And next question is from Gia Soledad. And the question is, does DaVita offer TN visa for Canadian citizen?
So yes, we do sponsor those visas. And Amy, you and your team probably can give more information about that, of the process on that. But yes, we do sponsor those.
Yeah, and I think I'll add too, there's a lot of questions about like individual qualifications, and some really specific questions about experience. And I would say, if you have a question about a visa, and we do help with TN visas. If someone's here in the United States and needs an adjustment of status to an EB3, we can help with all of those things. But if you have specific questions about visas and what visa do you qualify for, and your specific experience, like if you work this long in a hospital and this long in dialysis, please, we encourage you to apply, and a recruiter would be so happy to talk to you about your individual circumstance. And I think similarly, if you have questions about your personal processing, and you have a case manager, your very specific question, your case manager is really the best person to help answer those.
Okay. Here's an interesting question from Angela. So she said that she's working as a hemodialysis nurse now, but she just had 6 months experience with that. So does she need to wait until 1 year before applying to DaVita?
You can absolutely apply now to WorldWide. We would not grant you an interview with DaVita until you hit that 1 year experience mark. But we are more than happy to start talking with you and giving you more information so that you can start preparing and being really ready for that first interview with DaVita. And how to apply. Sorry, CJ. So here's if you want to apply, you just go to this healthstaff.org website and you can apply right there.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, that's correct. You can apply to our apply now page in healthstaff.org. And also, next question. I think we are done with our last couple of questions. And this one is a question from Maria. Is there a family healthcare benefits for anyone who will apply with DaVita?
Yes, we do have benefits for the nurse as well as their family and dependents. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And our last question is from Zia, and she's asking what does DaVita offer for employees who arrive in the U.S. who haven't finished their license endorsement to the states they are in? Do employees have to wait for the license before start working?
In most cases, no. We can start nurses as a patient care tech, and so they can start ramping up their training while they're waiting on licensure. The facility administrator at the clinic will make that final decision, but that is definitely an option.
All right. So I think we're done with the Q&A. And for all of the nurses out there, if you still have questions about DaVita, you can reach out to our live recruiter. I will paste the link now. So that's pretty much healthstaff.org, Worldwide HealthStaff Solutions live chat. And also, if you have a nurse friend who has experience with dialysis, you can always refer them to us. I will also paste that on the chat. That will be www.healthstaff.org, refer a nurse friend. And yeah, back to you, Amy.
Yeah, so as we close down, again, just there's a couple of folks who have some really specific questions about their case. And please reach out to your case manager or your recruiter. And we're more than happy to help you. And if DaVita is not the right place, like if perhaps you don't have any, I think there's been lots of folks that maybe don't have any dialysis experience at all. WorldWide does help many really great employers, and we certainly have employers that are hiring in other departments, emergency departments, med surg, and all kinds of different roles. So we're happy to help you as well. As we close out, Taylor and Pam, tell us what final thoughts you'd like to leave with all of the international nurses today.
For me, I just want to make sure that I emphasize that diversity and belonging is really an important core value for our village. We call ourselves a village, not a company. And we really support our global nurses by making sure that you have a mentor and a buddy to help acclimate you. We are very in tune to the fact that it's scary taking on a new job with a new employer. And then you add to that, you're in a new country where you may not know anybody or something simple as where the grocery store is. So we do have provisions in place to get you acclimated to your community. And I've heard global nurses, I've heard our stateside nurses say it over and over. We really do operate more like a family than we do employees. And we're not employees. We call ourselves teammates. We have, you develop relationships all throughout the village, really close-knit relationships. And I, outside of work, joined some of my old colleagues from other teams that I've been on for weekend summer trips and camping and, cookouts and all that. So you really do develop a close-knit relationship. And you also develop that relationship with your patients as well. These patients, you get to know them, their families, their children, because you're dialyzing them 3 times a week. You're seeing the same patients over and over. So it's just again, I'm a little biased, but because I've worked in it so long, but I think dialysis is a really great career for nurses to establish those close relationships.
Yeah, I think that was the perfect way to put it. I think for me, being on the corporate side and being a part of this program as long as I have, I think the biggest takeaway that I would love to share with you guys is, although you guys are changing your lives to move to the U.S. and, start your life here, and, give up a lot of your life for our patients, it's really, really one of my favorite parts about this, our story with working with globals is that, you're changing your life to help take care of and be a part of our patients' lives. And to Pam's point, you are working with them very closely for many hours a day. And she's right. You get to know their families, you get to know them as a person. And we have some of the most wonderful patients. I have had the opportunity to go into some of our clinics and meet some of our patients. And it's just amazing to see the connections that our teammates make with our nurses. And so just know that although you are changing your life, you will be changing the lives of many of our patients and touching their lives. So we thank you for your willingness to learn more about DaVita and for your willingness to adventure over here and potentially work for us. And thank you for taking the time today.
Awesome. And thanks to Pam and Taylor for taking time out of their very busy schedule. And we appreciate everyone who's joined, taking time, especially for those of you where it's starting to get late in the evening. I hope everyone has a fantastic day or evening, and we'll talk to you all soon. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.